Starting the 10th of December, under 16s in Australia are banned from using major social media services. The Australian government says the ban, which is a world first, is aimed at protecting them from harmful content and other risks such as cyberbullying and grooming.
This is indeed a proud day to be Australian, because make no mistake, this reform will change lives for Australian kids and allowing them to just have their childhood, for Australian parents enabling them to have greater peace of mind, but also for the global community who are looking at Australia and saying, well, if Australia can do it, why can't we?
But some have argued that the ban disregards the rights of children. Platforms will now have to introduce strict age verification checks, and those that fail to comply could face huge fines. So why is this being done? What's blocked? And how will the ban work? The Australian government says it is reducing the negative impact of social media's design features that encourage young people to spend more time on screens while also serving up content that can harm their health and well-being. A study commissioned by the Australian government earlier this year found that 96% of children aged between 10 to 15 years use social media, and that 7 out of 10 of them had been exposed to harmful content. This included misogynistic and violent material, as well as content promoting eating disorders and self-harm. Many were also victims of cyberbullying. The Australian government assessed potential sites against 3 major criteria: whether the platform's sole or significant purpose is to enable online social interaction between 2 or more users, whether it allows users to interact with some or all other users, and whether it allows users to post material. Based on this, popular social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, Threads, TikTok, YouTube, X, Snapchat, Reddit, Kik, and Twitch have been banned. The platforms excluded from the ban are Discord, Messenger, Roblox, WhatsApp, YouTube Kids, and Pinterest. Children and parents will not be punished for infringing the ban. Instead, social media companies face fines of up to $32 billion for serious or repeated breaches. The Australian government says firms must take reasonable steps to keep kids off their platform and should use multiple age assurance technologies. These include government IDs, face or voice recognition, or so-called age inference, which analyzes online behavior and interactions to estimate a person's age. Platforms have been told that they cannot rely on users self-certifying or parents vouching for their children anymore. But is the Australian government's ban flawed? Their own report found that facial assessment technology is least reliable for teenagers. Some fear that age assurance technologies may wrongly block adults while failing to spot underage users. Critics also argue that the ban, even if it's properly implemented, undermines the ability to protect children. Dating websites are excluded, along with gaming platforms, as are AI chatbots, which have recently made headlines for allegedly encouraging children to kill themselves and for having sensual conversations with minors. Others argue that educating children about how to navigate social media may be more effective.
I mostly think that the social media should be up to the parents to decide whether their children should be allowed it or not. I don't think it should be a government thing. And I do have a few friends who don't have social media because their parents just don't allow them, and they're pretty fine with it. We're all fine with it. I feel like it's different if it's on a nationwide level since everyone's getting banned. But yeah, it's mostly, I feel like, why are they not trusting us with the responsibility of having an account?
I wish the government good luck in trying to get the companies to make sure that the students and the teenagers that are going to be involved in and impacted in this are going to be able to follow it through. Children are clever. They can work systems much cleverly than adults actually realize. So it's going to have a big impact, but hopefully for the better. But it's going to take a bit of time to get that rolled in and implemented in the best way possible.
Social media companies have been concerned and cautious since the ban was announced in November 2024. Firms argued it would be difficult to implement, easy to circumvent, and time-consuming for users, and would pose risks to their privacy. Companies also suggested it might drive children into dark corners of the internet and deprive young people of social contact. Meta warned that the ban would leave teens with inconsistent protections across the many apps they use. TikTok and Snap said they opposed the ban but would follow it. Kick, the only Australian company covered by the new law, said it would introduce a range of measures as it continued to engage constructively with authorities. Reddit said it would comply, but it had deep concerns about the law, which undermines everyone's right to free expression and privacy. Denmark has announced plans to ban social media for under 15s, while Norway is considering a similar proposal. A French parliamentary inquiry committee has also recommended banning under 15s from social media and a social media curfew for 15 to 18-year-olds. The Spanish government has drafted a law which would require legal guardians to authorize access for under 16s. In the UK, new safety rules introduced in July 2025 mean that online companies face large fines or even the jailing of their executives if they fail to implement measures to protect young people from seeing illegal and harmful content. Meanwhile, an attempt in the American state of Utah to ban under 18s from social media without parental consent was blocked by a federal judge in 2024.
Enough is enough. We will take back control.
The Australian government has presented the ban as a strong response to bullying, mental health concerns, and exposure to harmful content. Yet, none of these problems are solved by cutting off access. At the end of the day, a ban on accounts on certain platforms does not address the root cause.
Been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the they're doing.